Okay, today we're going to talk about the psychological situation for Thai people in Thailand who support democracy or maybe don't like the monarchy. Okay, so let's go through some specific examples. If you're a student who supports democracy, if you liked Yingluck, if you were upset that she got railroaded out in a military coup, then what you can expect is you can expect to be propagandized in your classroom by your teachers in support of the military coup and the monarchy, of course. So if you disagree or you express anything in opposition, you'll be beaten and terrorized. You may be lynched and bullied by your fellow students. Uh, and nobody's going to help you. If you complain to the police, they're going to laugh at you. If you complain to the teachers or the administration, they'll probably put you in detention or report you for disagreeing with the delusion that the military coup was a good idea or that the monarchy is a great asset for the country. Okay, now what if you're in university and you don't like the corruption in the military, like the expensive submarines or the bomb detectors that don't work, or axing 20% of the education budget to give to the civil servants as hush money after the military coup in 2014. Okay, what you can expect is Janu, you can expect your family members to be hunted down and put in jail on trumped up charges, or maybe sentenced to decades, multiple tens of years in prison for insulting the monarchy. Even if you didn't say anything, they'll fit you up. Okay, what if you are, say, for example, you're a worker who didn't support the military coup and supported the election of Yingluck? You will be killed in the street, like the guy who Nick Nostich did a long piece about his funeral when he went out during the when the protests first started in favor of the military coup. He went out to confront these people and he was killed. Okay, so that's what you can expect at that. What if you are, say, you're in the military and you don't like the way the military is going? You don't like their contempt for democracy. You don't like them running coup after coup. What you can expect is you can expect to be assassinated, have your head blown off, like the commander Sedang, who got assassinated by while he was having an interview with the New York Times. Okay, what if you're a poet from Isan, like Mai Nung, who is extremely popular and probably your best Thai language poet in the last generation? You can expect to be hunted down and have bullets put in your chest, assassinated while you're sitting in a parked car in a parking lot. Yeah? All right, so what if you're a prison activist? What if you do work in support of political prisoners? You can expect to be abducted and held in a military camp for weeks and raped like Kritsuda and then kicked out of the country. Okay, so what if you're a transgender person like Omneko? You can expect to be, or say, a transgender person who supports democracy. You can expect to be kicked out of the country like him. Or what if you're a professor like Jules Ungpakorn, or any other professors? You can be, if you speak out against the military or the monarchy, you can expect to be kicked out of the country. have a bounty put on your head. All right. What if you are outspoken Republican like Koti, who fled Thailand and went to Laos and ran anti-monarchy, pro-Republican radio broadcasts out of Laos? You can expect to have the Lao government sell you out and allow Thai special forces to come into Laos and kidnap you and torture you and kill you, like Koti. Okay, what if you're a labor organizer? You can expect to, as Mr. Ayutthaya, who is my Facebook friend, he's a labor organizer, and in his formal statement, he said that if you're a labor organizer, you can expect your company to hire thugs to track you down and intimidate you with violence, okay? Or if you're a labor organizer like Mr. Somyot, who was probably one of the best and most outspoken labor organizers in Thailand, you can expect, like him, to be put in jail for publishing an article you didn't write. So he was a publisher of a magazine, and he ran a story by another writer, and because the military could not figure out who the writer was, they grabbed the publisher and put him in jail. He was in jail for 3 years, and then they sentenced him to insulting the monarchy, put him in jail for another 11 years. That's what you can expect if you're a labor organizer. Or if you work at the Ford plant and you go on strike for better working conditions and higher wages, you can expect after the strike, just this week, you can expect that you are ordered to report to a military camp for brainwashing or psychological conditioning. Okay, so another thing. So let's say if you're a student, like in the various schools where I worked, if you're a student, you can expect your teachers to show up every Monday dressed in a fake military uniform. You can expect to have to support the monarchy, even though you watch them sign off on coup after coup after coup. See the Queen go to the funeral of a yellow shirt terrorist, basically would be a terrorist. You can see the Queen, your Queen, go and support these people who use violence, like, for example, 1976, to lynch people, hang them from trees, and beat them to death with a folding chair. Okay, that's what you can expect if you're a student. Let's see. So what about if you are a Thai person and you want to turn to foreigners? You might expect to see. You might expect to be groped or hit on by your foreign teachers, which I've seen personally with my own eyes. You can, if you go, like, for example, to the Western journalists, like Jonathan Head or Jerome Taylor, you can expect to get no coverage at all. You can expect them to trash Yingluck, as Jerome Taylor did, as corrupt, or you can expect Jonathan Head to just ignore everything you said. Like, for example, I asked Jonathan Head, can you please once just say that the monarchy supports the judiciary, from which you constantly say Yingluck and Thaksin are fugitive from justice? Can you at once say that? He said, oh, it's beyond me. I don't know of the Thai judiciary. This is the BBC correspondent in Thailand, who is the president of the Foreign Correspondents Club in Thailand. He's a joke. It's horrifying. Okay, so that's what you can expect for the Western media. Or, like, say, for example, your Western teachers, like Ajarn.com, you can expect him to say, oh, we need to stay out of it. When they're running a fascist military coup, you get these Westerners like the French Club of Pattaya saying, oh, well, maybe it's a good idea if we have a coup. I mean, it's the Westerners in Thailand are shameless. They are just some of the worst human beings you could ever imagine to meet or have to deal with. Or, like, for example, the Western publisher of the paper in Pattaya, who he's not the publisher, the editor. He refused to run any information about my story about my students being beaten by their teachers. So that's what you can expect. Okay, so the psychological situation is terrifying. It's horrifying. It is a non-stop terror regime. You could even call the former king of Thailand like the terror king, because he constantly intimidated the working class. And then you've got these Western businesses that operate in Thailand who won't say a word about the coup. Like, for example, Dow Chemical, who I saw on the back of a Song Tao, saw a advertisement for their job. They pay $500 a month. $500 a month with no benefits, basically, for workers in the Dow Chemical. Okay, and so you wonder about why doesn't the United States, the home of democracy, do anything about it? So you look at the U.S. ambassador to Thailand. He's been there. He was there prior to the coup, through the coup, still there. Not said a word about the dictatorship. He won't call it a dictatorship. He calls it a prime minister. They're all like buddy-buddy. They do it because these foreign companies use Thailand as a slave farm to make to pay unbelievably low wages to these workers in these Western factories, like, for example, Italian tire company or Korean electronics company where I worked, or the Ford company, or Toyota company, or any number of Western enterprises in Thailand. They don't say anything. It's unbelievable. I mean, it just shows you, it goes to show you, like, really what's going on. So the greatest export in Thailand is computer parts, computer and electronic parts, not coconuts or rubber or rice. It's computer parts, and secondarily automobiles and automobile parts. Okay, so that's what's going on in Thailand. They're running a protection racket for people who are manufacturing slave labor goods, and they bring it over here to America with zero tariffs and use it to undercut the U.S. economy, the U.S. working class, and nobody will do or say anything about it. Right? So there's where you are. So I can tell you one book that helped me get through this situation where I lived there. It's called Ponerology by a Polish psychologist. I believe his name is Andrew Lobachowski. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but you can look it up. It's called Political Ponerology. Ponerology. All right, so you can look that up. That gives tactics of how people dealt with and got through the communist occupation of Poland from the time of the Second World War up until Solidarity. All right, so there you go. It's completely terrifying and horrifying, and I would be remiss if I did not speak the truth about what's going on. All right, so thank you very much for your consideration, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.